independence looks different for everyone. Know yourself well enough to define it for you. Over time, Hannah has changed her definition of independence, realizing that we all depend on others in our lives and that we live in a community. She also overcame her own challenges in accepting her hearing loss through working with children who are deaf and hard of hearing.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I am deaf-blind with complete vision loss and unilateral hearing loss. So in social situations, I consider myself blind and hard of hearing. I do have a part-time job working for a nonprofit which supports children who are deaf, blind, and hard of hearing and their families. And then I also have a full-time job doing recruiting for a medical transcription company. I always knew that I was going to get my four-year degree, that I was always going to work. When I went into job interviews, I would really just address the elephant in the room. And I looked through the whole company's mission statement, core values, everything like that, and I said, okay, here's how I meet the expectations for each of these. Here's how I demonstrate integrity. Here's how I demonstrate hard work, innovation, creativity. For me, it's really important to be a contributing member of society, to not let my disabilities hold me back. I certainly acknowledge my disabilities, that they're there, that I have them, that there are alternative ways of accomplishing the same goals. People with disabilities, not only can they do a job, but they're capable of doing that job. They can thrive and excel in those. And then also just to prove to other people with disabilities that, you know, I did it, you can do it. At the time that I graduated, I was looking for any sort of position that aligned with my skill set, which was communicating with people, helping others, putting people first. And I was and still am passionate about advocacy for myself and others. And so, you know, that was an extra bonus as well. The summer before my senior year, I attended a summer transition program for students who are blind and visually impaired. And because of doing AP classes in college and the schools classes, I was able to get my associate's degree done in 3 semesters. And then from there, I transferred to Bethel University, where I received my degree in relational communications. So I did utilize State Services for the Blind. They assisted with career preparation, college preparation when it came to my transition. In addition to that, I also had intervener services. You know, there's that extra visual and auditory support should you need it. When it came to my disabilities themselves, I was very accepting of my blindness. When it came to my hearing loss, though, that took some time because I can hear well enough to carry on conversations, but, you know, struggle localizing sound, for example. There were times where I felt like I didn't fully fit in the blind community, and I also felt like I didn't fully fit in the deaf community. The job that I have now of supporting children who are deaf and hard of hearing has really helped me come full circle in my acceptance of my hearing loss and help other children and families on their journey to do the same. My family is very close, and I do consult with my family on a lot of things, especially big decisions. It is ultimately my decision, but I also strongly appreciate the input and the wisdom. So my definition of independence has actually evolved over time. When I was young, my idea of independence was I don't need anyone, I don't want anyone, complete and utter self-reliance and self-sufficiency. As I've gotten older, I've realized that independence is partially relying on yourself and being self-sufficient, but it's also knowing yourself well enough to be able to ask for assistance when you need it. I currently live in an apartment. It is ideal because I'm still close to family, friends, and I can still stay involved in the community activities that I'm involved in. I do feel supported when I advocate for myself. It started from something as simple as, hey, when we're sending staff emails, can you include image descriptions in your pictures? And it has evolved and grown into something more that we can use to serve the community. I feel so blessed to be in a supportive family that has always had high expectations for me and will continue to have high expectations for me. The same goes for my church community, family, friends, things like that, people who I know will continue to support me. I'm excited that I'm working and using the college degree and the skill sets and the gifts that I have to serve others and to give back to society, and at the same time raise expectations for people with disabilities while also breaking down the barriers. And I know one person can't solve all of those problems, but I feel like I'm doing my part in the broad scheme of things to make all that happen.
Goal setting is so important. Hannah's goals were college, employment, and to live independently. She took advantage of the services and support to reach those goals. She set herself up for success by researching companies for her job interviews so that she could highlight her own skills and match the company's core values. She made it easy for businesses to say yes to her. And by advocating for herself with specific ideas, she also helped educate and create improvement for others. Hannah also talked about how important her family is. And that is true for most people. As she said, they can be there to be a sounding board for making big decisions, yet I can still be the one who makes the final decisions. All right. Thanks, Hannah.